So guitar effects. You've already mentioned that you don't use a tremendous amount of guitar effects, but you do like reverb, um, and maybe a few ambient effects. What sort of effects do you use? Effect or when you use them?
Um, See, most of the time I use either multi-effects pedals or I like Boss pedals. That's my go-to. I like a good tube screamer now and again, if I want that loud and in charge effect. Just stuff like that. I use a lot of reverb. Reverb for me is just gives it that really nice, crisp, bluesy sound that I love.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it just for me that's my go-to.
A
I
lot
use
of,
a lot of effects.
sorry,
Um,
go on.
Sorry about that. What were you saying?
For a lot of times, reverb is a necessity. Sometimes, isn't it?
Yes.
It's that foundation almost, isn't it? That
Oh,
just creates a bit of space, makes the sound a little bit bigger. There's so much that can be done with reverb. And is there any sort of particular reverbs that you like? I mean, obviously, we've got a whole plethora of different reverbs that you can use today.
yeah. Just I don't know. You know, I play on the line. I started on a line six, Spider 3, and just turn that knob of the reverb all the way up and see where it goes. Or when I with regards to pedals, I use a lot of multi effects processors, and just turn it to blues, change it to the blues setting and turn up the reverb a little bit, and that's usually my shtick. Something basic like that. Uh, I'm not. I love pedals, but I'm not fully into that realm yet of what does what. You know what I'm saying? Still messing around with that. Love a good distortion pedal every once in a while, and Vox wah wah, is a must. But other than that,
Well, it's. I mean, the best connection is between the guitar cable and amp. That's it. I mean, that's the
right.
best sound and tone. You'll get. It's fantastic. Um, so anything you put,
That's where I get most of my tone from.
yeah. So anything you do add in between it is messing with the tone somewhat. Uh,
Right.
but with myself, and I've said it to other people, my board's quite a large board, but the reason why my board's so large is that I tend to play in tribute bands and things, so that
Mm.
if I play in a tribute band and the band wants to play a song and that song's got a particular effect in it, I need to have that effect available. So for me,
Right.
it's very much it's very much a tool, you know. My effects playing really, but
Yeah. Oh, it definitely has. And I lean towards more of the basic uh reverb of the old days. See, a lot of my influences I strive to sound like. So I go with the very basic large room, stuff that they would have had back in the 50s and 60s to get my tone, because I want my music to emulate up to what uh the tones that they used back then. And so, like, that's pretty much why I use very minimal effects. If I do, it's a processor of some kind, but that's my thinking behind it is, if I want their tone, I need to go back to the basics of what they used, and kind of like what you said.
and is there anybody, any brand or manufacturer or builder that you particularly admire? I mean, you mentioned Boss there, or is there
Yeah.
any others that you particularly admire in the industry at the moment?
I like the Ibanez Tube Screamer. Boss Pedals makes good stuff. I started out on Digitech, good old Digitech. I like their pedals a lot. Just Box, you know, big names. I mean, they're big names for a reason, you know,
Yeah.
because they've been around and they've proven that they do it. You know, they stand alone. You
Well,
know,
that's it. When you buy a Boss pedal, you know what you're going to get,
exactly.
and you're going to be in for a good time with a Boss pedal for sure. So you started your the Matty Keyes project last June.
Yes.
And forgive me, but what was the inspiration? What made you decide to start that? I'm not sure that we discussed that, but what was the inspiration or the motivation behind it?
We kind of touched on it. It was kind of just okay. I'm getting older. I'm 25 now. Um, I was about to be 25 when I started it. I was 24, and in a week was my birthday. And I've always been passionate about music, but never put myself out there. And so I was thinking of ways that in today's era, you know, with COVID and everything that's going on, how can I get my name and face out there to people across the world? And I've never been a social media guy. In fact, before I started the Matty Keyes Project, I hadn't had a Facebook page in 3 years. So like I came to terms with social media was going to be the way to get my face out there. So I started up a Facebook page, and then immediately with that, just started the Matty Keyes Project. Um, I saw, you know, some YouTubers, you know, how successful they had gotten through that avenue, and I've realized that Instagram was really expensive for ads, but if you do Facebook ads, it's not as expensive, and I can get a lot more out of a Facebook ad. So I just ran through Facebook ads and started throwing a little bit of money here into it, and just watch the numbers grow. You'd
And
be
what,
amazed by
and
how much.
what's the whole almost like the aim of the Matty Keyes project? What's its, if somebody's not seen the Matty Keyes project page before, how would you describe it?
Okay, yeah, that's a good question. So it's just it's sort of like a like eventually I'm doing a demo right now with a guy named Phil Aguilar. He did the demo for Sublime's original demo, and I'm working with him on getting a demo started for me. I eventually want to turn it into a full band, um, but right now I'm just relying on me because I don't have any band members or anything, and I know all the instruments and production stuff. So I'm just trying to turn it into a band eventually that can tour and do all kinds of things. Right now, it's kind of like the Instagrammers, how Instagrammers will, I don't know if you know, but there's a lot of Instagrammers out there, Instagram guitarists. And I kind of just saw what they were doing, making short little videos, like maybe 30 seconds to a minute long, and just to get their name out there. And now some of the Instagrammers are like one of them that I watch is Marcella Campus, and she's now a PRS guitarist. She got picked up by PRS Guitars, which is amazing, and just that was the aim, to get paid and what I love to do and my passions lie, because, I'm getting older and I've got to start making money at what I do,
Yeah,
at what
well,
I love.
I'm 48, Matty. So and I've only just started a social media page, so I wouldn't worry about it too much. But you know what, I probably wouldn't have had the courage to do what I'm doing now when I was your age, and I applaud you for that. So because it does
Thank you.
take some courage to put your name out there and to put yourself out there and to play an instrument and for everybody to see and critique. It
Oh yeah.
takes a lot of courage.
It
So I can only applaud you, and I take my hat off to you.
Well, thank you. Yeah, as you were saying, I mean, when I first started it, I was very nervous, and I took advice from a fellow YouTuber. He was like, no matter what you make, just post it. You know, don't try to overdo it. Like, if you make a mistake, who cares? It doesn't matter. Just post it anyway. Even if you think it's not a good video, post it. You know, then that's what I did. You know, I just, no matter how I felt about the situation, I would make a video. Maybe it wasn't the best at the time, or I made some mistakes in it, but I'd post it anyway, you know, and you'd be surprised. Most people are kind and have good words for you. You know, if you have the talent and ability, you know, most people, I would say 90% of people are going to appreciate that when what you do and applaud it. You're always going to have haters, but you just have to pick and choose who you listen to and keep going.
Yes, you do. And you also have to do what we talked about earlier, and that is follow your passion and stay
Yeah.
focused on that, because it is very it's very easy to be pulled away from that focus of where you want to be, and you just have to keep that focus and keep plowing ahead with what you want to do. If it feels right and you've got the passion for it, keep doing it. So, and your demo videos, how do you go about creating a demo video, and what advice would you give to somebody that's going to start doing demo videos themselves? I mean, I'm going to start doing it soon, so what advice can you give to me?
Just like what I just said, you know, it doesn't matter if you make mistakes, post it anyway. Have a good camera, good lighting. Good lighting will get you very far, surprisingly. So get one of those lights or whatever they have, those ring lights, or, you know, I record all my videos off my phone. You know, I'm not a technological guy, you know. I'm a man of very simple pleasures. I like my guitars, and, you know, so most of my videos are done on my phone. But if you want really quality videos, I'm about to start getting a better camera and ring lights and all kinds of things now that I've gotten a lot bigger. You know, and just don't be afraid to post anything.
Yeah,
Just don't listen to the haters, because there's going to be hate no matter how good you are. Jimi Hendrix had haters, you know.
Oh yes, absolutely, and still does, you know.
Yep.
And still does, which is amazing. I never looked at it like that, and that's so true. Even Jimi Hendrix had haters. Funny enough, I asked the same question to another demo guy, and I said, you know, what advice can you give? And he said, don't read the comments, you know,
Yes.
because stay away from the comments.
Yes.
But there you are.